What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with the brand spanking new episode of Bad Batch. Yes, last time on Bad Batch, what happened?
Well, Chris, a lot happened. So much happened.
Yes.
Where do we start?
Well, let's start where they went. They went to Corellia.
Yes.
They went to
They went
Corellia.
to Corellia.
There was no Lady Proxima thing. So,
No.
no Han, no nothing, no Kira, no nothing about that. It was just them basically being forced into a job by Sid this time.
Yes. They got forced into a job.
The job was get a tactical droid head.
Yes. They wanted a tactical droid head so that they could do whatever with what information, and we still don't know who wanted it and why.
And watching other people's episode or reactions to this, somebody that we did miss was Ahsoka. That could have been Ahsoka.
I thought we said
maybe
Ahsoka or someone with Fulcrum. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We
Maybe
mentioned
did.
either Ahsoka or someone to do with the Fulcrum Network.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe we did. So, anyways, or it could have been Bail Organa. Do I think we made mention of that, maybe?
I said Bail Organa.
Okay. All right.
I said they look like senators' robes.
Yes. There was a lot of good... Okay, all right. You can also
I said literally everybody, so...
Yes. And you can also be very smug about the other thing that you were right about. I remember. I don't remember what it was about. But yes, the marshal thing.
Yes.
So
Cobb
whatever.
Vanth is the marshal of Los Pelgos. Yes, they made Cara Dune a marshal in the New Republic. But yes, I was right.
It's
so
been a while.
thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Whatever. That was not on the comments. That was a private conversation between us that you decided to rub in my face.
Thank you, IMDb.
I also, if you watched last week's episode, I got the sisters' names wrong. They were Martez sisters, not Cortez. At least I had the TEZ part right. So if you watched last week's episode, you will see every time I refer to it as that, I put the thing above or whatever. That's I was like, oh, wow, I was so wrong.
I was rewatching that and chuckling every time that would pop up too. I feel just as bad because I kept calling him Ortiz. So it was even
like
worse.
David Ortiz, the pitcher. All right, or the baseball player rather.
I was thinking Tito Ortiz, the MMA guy, but
okay,
that works too.
That's true. Well, all right. There's more than one Ortiz in the world, so But to anybody named Ortiz, hi. Welcome to the show.
I will say this: there was something that I said, and I don't know if you caught it, but I caught myself when I was rewatching our episode. I must have had Marvel on the brain a lot, because instead of calling her Lady Proxima, I said Proxima Midnight, which are two completely different people.
Yes,
two completely different. They're both Disney, but
now
that's
they're
as
both
far
Disney,
as it gets.
yes. But yeah, okay. Let's see. We had a little firefight and a ridiculous amount of police droids show up in this factory.
Yes.
They just kept coming like cockroaches. They just keep coming.
Yeah,
it's never ending.
I mean, it was a decommissioning facility that was being run by people, but they kept droids around for whatever reason.
But so yeah, we had that, and then eventually the
Wrecker hit his head again.
Yes, Wrecker hit his head again, and he actually exhibited some of the whole good soldiers follow orders, the Order 66 sitting.
His programming was making itself relevant.
Trying to go, but he shook it off, thank goodness. And it only happened whenever Omega called. If you remember back, if you know that. Whenever Omega called him on that's whenever he kind of shook it off.
Yeah. Which
is interesting. Because, I think Echo was talking to him and he was just still laying on the ground grunting.
Yep.
But, anyway, so let's see what else we had.
Omega's learning how to use the bow.
Yes, she...
Target practice.
Almost shot somebody in the street.
Yes.
And she she had noodle arms, which is sad, which is also true, but she does. She's 11 or whatever.
Let's see.
We also had, the Hunter gave the data rod that Echo made a copy of the data from the droid's head to Rafa, and they went off and did their own thing and gave it to whoever they were supposed to. There wasn't any information as who either Sid wanted this for herself for future stuffs, or if she was commissioned to get this information. We don't know. That was just kind of not talked about.
So the two big notes I have on here are who's the buyer, referencing who Sid was wanting it for in the first place, and who is the tactical leader. All we know is they wanted to do it to help take down the Empire.
Yeah.
Because the Separatist tactical droid may have information about how to go about leading a coup.
Well,
essentially.
Yeah, I think they made mention that the more the tactical droid fought against the clones, the more they learned the tactics. Therefore, the thinking was is to get this information. That way, the resistance against the Empire, very, very, very small, it will know how to do that.
Exactly.
It won't be very long, I feel, that's going to change because eventually the clones are going to be phased out.
Yep.
And the conscripts are going to come in.
Yep.
So that's going to kind of go out the window. But anyways, I don't really have much else. That was the highlights of last week.
Yep.
So this week, let's see where we're heading to this time. Episode 7. Ready to get into it?
I'm ready.
All right. Battle scars. Oh, okay. Oh, they are being chased by someone.
Yeah.
That depends on when Echo plans on getting the drive back online.
I'm working on it.
I don't think Ruby likes us very much.
You name that thing.
Ruby?
What's with these guys? They don't see it that way.
Oh, okay. So they're already on a different mission.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
Stay calm, you're scaring her.
Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Hyperdrive's online.
Got her.
And there they go.
Hunter?
What are you two up to?
The mission's over. Can we go?
Again?
It's a tradition.
Tradition.
Makes the kid happy.
It's just, okay. I like it. Couldn't hear that. Oh, they're so like kids. Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
Alright, fellas, here's your cut.
Really?
Whoa.
That's it?
You said the job paid 3 times this.
For me, not for you.
And just how is this a mutually beneficial arrangement?
You're breathing, aren't you? Rather generous considering the debt you owe me.
What debt? Port charges, gear, fuel, rations,
Oh.
and 20 cartons of Mantel mix?
That's part of the mission.
Uh-oh.
There'll be 14 credits for the Mantel mix.
Oh.
Put it on Sid's tab.
Oh. Oops. Oh. Is it Rex? I recognize that little forearm. It is him. It's Rex.
Where have you been, Rex?
Around.
That's a long story.
Yeah.
We have time.
Imperial files have you listed as killed in action.
Being dead in the Empire's eyes has its advantages. Well, how'd you track us down? Trace and Rafa Martez.
Ah,
Said a
it was
squad of
Rex
rogue
that
clones
did
helped
that.
along Corellia.
one of ours.
Well, look who
It's written
it
down.
is.
Ah.
Come here, Rex.
Thought you didn't like the rigs.
This one we like.
This one we like.
Omega, this is Rex.
I think it's safe to say if Wrecker hugs you,
I've met
you're
many
good.
Yeah.
You're a Generation 1,
How'd you know that?
from the lines on your face.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I've been around.
You got that right. Check. I need one of those med passes.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just a headache.
If you're concerned about
Yeah,
these
you were
so-called inhibitor chips, don't be. Our deviant nature appears to have impeded their functionality. Except in Crosshair.
You're telling me you haven't removed your chips?
No, not yet.
You need to. Ooh.
Makes you a threat to everyone around you, even her. You're all ticking time bombs. Take it easy, Captain. What's in your head is more dangerous than you can imagine.
Yeah.
I've seen what happens when the chip activates, and I don't want to bury any more of our brothers. How do you suggest we get them out? Good question. I'll be in touch.
Good catch. You knew exactly how that was going to happen.
Whew. Oh, man. Gonk.
We agreed to meet Rex on Braca. That's what we're doing.
He wants to cut open my head.
All of our heads, actually.
Not mine. I don't have an inhibitor chip.
Why not? That's not fair.
How's the chip scanner coming?
Oh, my. That is a graveyard.
Indeed.
A starship graveyard. I'm picking up Rex's beacon.
Oh, my goodness. Did they just, like, dump the entire fleet here?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, there's the Y-Wing that they took.
Follow me.
It's got medical facilities. I bet you these.
Yeah.
Wolf and Gregor? Probably
That
not.
would be an interesting way how they
Hey,
meet 'em.
there's a hammerhead.
Not much to look at.
Sorry, Corvette that was in
Yeah.
the corner there.
I had my
Yeah.
inhibitor chip taken out on a Jedi cruiser just like that. That's where we're heading.
Why don't we land all the way over here?
Because
That's why.
scrappers.
Control this entire planet. We need to keep out of sight from their patrols. This is an original Venator-class ship. The first batch off the line.
First off the line, huh? Just like you, Rex.
I'm glad he has his sense of humor still, even though he has. Oh,
What is it?
Stay above the waterline.
yes. Or we'll have like a Luke and the trash compactor monster.
Exactly.
Last time I was aboard one of these, it didn't end so well. If
That's an understatement.
The inhibitor chip isn't something you can control. How'd you get yours out? I had help.
Yes. Ooh, that's a long way down.
He really doesn't like heights.
My head doesn't hurt anymore. I'm fine.
No.
Just keep your eyes on the cable.
Oh.
Did he just hit his head again?
Okay, we're gonna see what's in the water. I bet.
Are you alright? Smells awful down here.
Oh, that's a big shadow.
Wrecker, start climbing. Why?
Why?
Oh! It's a tongue. It's a giant tongue.
I was thinking tentacle. You're the one with super strength, bro.
Oh. We are going to get a Luke in the trash compactor moment.
Apparently. Sans blaster, lightsaber, anything.
Yeah.
It's the Kraken.
Maybe it's a Rathtar.
That,
Ah! Nope, that's not a
no,
Womp
that's
Rat.
not a Womp Rat.
It's
I
just
would no longer call this medical bay a sterile environment.
Do you prefer to use the facility on Camino?
This will do nicely.
this one.
Time to get scanned, Rekka.
Let's get this over with.
Yes, him first, because he's the one who's suffering the most.
And what if something goes wrong? I'll be left here with no one.
Oh, well, you have Rex. Rex will take care of you.
We're not going anywhere, Omega. You're stuck with us for the long run. Got it?
Very dad moment.
I was gonna
guys.
say that wasn't exactly reassuring. You're stuck with me.
Okay.
But yes, that was a dad moment. That was cute.
Get that away from me.
Uh-oh.
Something's not right.
We need to speed this up. Very few clones were immune to the effects of Order 66. That's rare. When the Regs attacked the Jedi on Color, we didn't understand why. We couldn't save the General, but unless we helped the Padawan escape.
They're saying the words.
Hurt a bit.
Uh-oh.
You're in direct violation of Order 66.
Oh, snap. Oh! Ouch.
Reckon?
Oh, snap. Well, they're gonna have to stun him now. Oops!
Come on, Ricker. Snap out of it.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Go. Oh,
Right?
Ouch. Nope.
All clones in violation of Order 66 shall be terminated.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Jeez. Man.
I reiterate my previous Hulk comment.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't you, Recker. It's the inhibitor chip.
Conspiring with traitors makes you guilty of treason.
Please, stop. I don't want to hurt you.
You have to. Oh, well.
But Recker, I'm your friend.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Oh! Oh! Rex to the rescue. I don't think I was breathing.
Recker. Recker. He should be awake by now.
We won't know more until he regains consciousness.
Why don't you take Omega topside and get some air?
No,
Oh.
I'm staying until he wakes up.
Oh. Wow, that got to me. Oh, so does that.
Hey, kid.
Hey, he's awake.
The long face.
He's awake.
Oh, you made it.
You made it.
Wow, Tech. Really?
Oh, he remembers.
Listen, Omega. About what happened.
could. I just couldn't make it stop.
I know, Rika. It's okay.
But still, I'm sorry.
The mission's over. You can't break tradition.
Thanks, kid.
Oh,
I spent my life defending the Republic. Can't stop now. The Republic's gone, Rex. Not all of it. We're here. Others are out there too. When you sort things out, let me know where you land. Tell the boys I'll see them around. Stay out of trouble. Funny. I was gonna say the same to you. If you're ever in a bind, you know how to reach us.
uh-oh. Oh, okay, it's the Scrapper Guild people.
Intruders confirmed on the Jedi cruiser. Notify the Empire.
So I'm guessing that now we are going to get Crosshair in the next episode because they said notify the Empire.
Yeah. Wow.
You basically guessed all of what was going to happen like 2 weeks ago, I think is what it was. Wow. Rex needs to show up, show him where it's at, how to get rid of it. One of them's gonna turn.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, we had our Hulk moment. Like, that was almost identical to the Natalie, or not Natalie, Natasha running. I was thinking Natalie Rushman, her alias. Natasha running from the Hulk in Avengers.
Yeah.
Even the little steam pipe.
Yeah. Even though
But
I don't know what that
that
was.
was great.
I wonder if that was like back to that, like in gaseous form or something. I don't know what that was. Obviously, it would have been like flammable or anything like
Yeah.
that. So I'm sure it was like some sort of like medical something or other. But
Yeah.
um,
That was a really good episode.
Yes,
very,
it
very
was.
self-contained, but
It
a lot
was-
happened.
yeah, it was very intense.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that it had almost like, to a certain extent, like you had that horror film feel to it. To
Yeah.
a certain extent there.
So we started with they started on a mission to retrieve a weird little lizard creature.
Yeah, some sort of lizard creature. Apparently, Ruby. Omega named it Ruby.
Which is hilarious if you follow any of the other videos on our channel. That made me chuckle too. I was like, no, it's not.
Ruby. And then, of course, Wrecker's like, you named that thing? Yeah.
But how is it spelled? We
I
didn't
don't-
have captions on.
I would imagine. I would imagine it's probably the
Standard.
normal way, with a U, not a W.
Dang, Flabbit.
Dank Ferric is the proper word.
Dank Ferric. Dank
Sorry.
Ferric. That is great.
Oh man. Okay.
Golly.
That was. I mean, I don't want to just say, I mean, yeah, I called it. I mean, it could have easily been completely wrong.
Yeah.
Also, about how this all went down. But I am relieved now that all of them have, or I put here, all are chip free.
Well, okay, so we know for sure that Tech and Hunter are. We never saw the little band-aid on the side of Echo's head. I'm
Yeah.
really thinking that they're going to say, hey, Echo didn't have to have his removed because of all the reprogramming he went through. But Rex made it seem like he was still concerned.
Yeah,
So-
but it could be just, it's a 22-minute episode. They didn't have the time, the time slot didn't quite allow for. It's on a streaming service. There
Yeah.
should be no time slot. Whatever. Just give another 5 minutes. Let's see. Everybody got their little Band-Aid on their head.
I had a Band-Aid on my
Anyways.
head. I cut myself shaving this morning.
I had a Band-Aid on my arm. I got stuck anyways. But yeah.
I should have left it on just so I would match them.
Jeez.
It was on the same side of the head too.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Also, having said all that, we learned that Omega doesn't have one.
I'm actually not surprised by that
I'm not either, per se.
because she was never meant to go into
She
battle,
was
so there was no
not-
point
yeah,
for her to
there's-
have an inhibitor.
Well,
chip.
at least maybe not now. They could be doing a different growth training project type of thing with her specifically, because with the original Clone Run, I guess, not the show, the actual clones themselves, they accelerated their growth, and as they they had to do it incrementally.
Yeah.
But as they got to a certain point, okay, here we're just going to info dump in your head all this knowledge about stuff, and then test you on it and whatnot, like you see in Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan is being given the guided tour.
Yep.
You see various different ages going through different testing or training methods. So I'm wondering if they with Omega being a new better clone or whatever, her training or whatever was kind of different, or if she even got to that point. I mean, she is intelligent to a certain point, and it seems to be a lot of medical knowledge, which
Right.
kind of leads me into think it's like, okay, she, now let's say wasn't completely lying whenever in the first episode, whenever she introduced Omega as my medical assistant.
Yeah.
So she seems to have a lot of that knowledge. Everything else, well, she never left the planet, and
Yeah.
all of the whole galaxy is just basically brand new to
Yeah.
her. And I am I'm transitioning here to another little thing here.
Yeah, you're good.
With Sid and whatnot. I don't know if they'll go back to Sid after this episode. They may try to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Who knows? We may actually go back to Sid for one episode or something like that, and then something happens, like Crosshair shows up and then ruins everything.
See, I don't think they're going to get off this planet because of the scrappers catching them.
Well, they
I don't
quote
know if they're
unquote
going to
caught.
get it.
I mean, they were discovered or whatever. They were
Right.
but you never know. I mean, they may get off the planet, or they may end up thinking they're in the middle of a chase at the beginning of the next
Exactly.
episode.
That's what
Kind
I'm
of
saying.
like this one.
I think that they're going to be like boarding the ship. Everyone's good to go. They just say goodbye to Rex. They're going to turn around, start walking back to the ship, and then
They're gonna get-
right before they get to the door, it's going to be like blaster fire, and you're going to look up and you're going to see like Crosshair coming in ballistic style on the side of a ship with his rifle pointed out at him.
Oh, I was going to say something where they're going to like Razor Crest their ship, like it being destroyed from.
I mean,
like,
they're in a graveyard with a bunch of other ships.
yeah,
Oh, imagine if they get that Corvette.
yeah, yes. That was one of the other things I saw. I saw a Hammerhead Corvette.
Yep.
In the corner there. Yeah, that's definitely a callback. Oh yeah, the planet was named as Braca.
Braca.
Yes. And it was a graveyard for what looked like a lot of the old the Republic ships.
Yeah. And I thought that was really interesting that there was a graveyard of ships,
Yeah.
and they didn't just get conscripted into the Empire as well.
Well, I figure any of the working ones, these could be like
Well, how would that med scan work if it wasn't working?
I mean, I'm sure the power cells have some sort of like reserves or something like that.
Right.
A little bit of power in them, and you're not supposed to question that, I guess.
Yeah.
Just like, but then again, I'm sure Rex had been there. They don't really go into how long the distance was between when Rex left and say, "Hey, I'll send you a signal. Come to my place. Come to here, and we'll deal with the inhibitor chips and stuff like that." We don't know what the time frame was between
Right.
then and them showing
Long
up
enough
here.
for his headache to get worse.
Yes, very very word. Wrecker's headache, not
Yeah.
Rex's.
Yeah, sorry.
Rex-
Wrecker's headache got long enough
Yeah.
for Wrecker's headache to get worse.
And that was about as terrifying as I had imagined.
yeah,
Granted, being a more kids show, especially in this first season, that they could, if they didn't have that restriction, they could have went really, really dark with it.
they
Even
could have,
worse.
but there wasn't enough. I'm going to say this lightly, but I'm not taking it lightly. Cannon fodder characters
Right,
for him to tear through. He would have had to go through main characters.
right.
Um,
And you know what? They can't take, they can't take out Rex because we know what happens to him and where
Exactly.
he goes. The rest of them, we don't know. That's the thing. We had no idea what happened to them or where
Exactly.
they're at. And with that line there at the end, what Hunter says is, "You need us, come and you know how to get a hold of us."
mhm.
Where were they? And by the time Rebels comes around,
Right, exactly.
and I am. If Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have their way, this is just my personal prediction. I don't think anybody's going to come out of this.
Yeah, I'm cautiously pessimistic.
Yeah. Omega, who
Like
knows?
Rogue One, we knew that no one was surviving.
Yeah, except for Leia and Vader.
Well, I was talking about the
That was the only two in that entire storyline, and Tarkin, of course.
yeah.
But yeah, anybody who was dealing with the retrieval of the Death Star plans from
Yeah.
Scarif, they turned Hawaii into a death zone, basically. I don't know if that's where they filmed that show. Probably not.
No, I believe I
Good.
read that it was Hawaii.
Okay.
If I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. But I think I did read,
Yeah.
because I read the novelization, Rogue One, and I also read a lot of behind the scenes stuff because I thought it was really cool that they made a legit Star Wars war movie.
Yeah.
Because it's the only Star Wars movie that had war.
War, yes.
Other
Than the Clone Wars, which you see a lot of that.
Yeah.
But this
Scarif
was
yeah.
getting back on topic here because we can go rabbit trailing all day and never wrap up this, and
love
that's
rabbit
bad
trails if
for
you've watched
me
our previous
because I
videos.
have to not that I don't enjoy it. It's just editor me is just like, why?
That's future you problem.
Yes. Present me don't care. We're like, woo! Let's see here. I am just I don't know if you noticed it, but I did. I got a little teary-eyed there at the end. From the moment that he got stunned and got put into the medical tube,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Fancy
I guess,
MRI.
yeah. Even though I'm sure they've moved past that limited technology.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of their equipment in there, or a lot of the technology in there has got metal.
Yeah.
And for those of you, MRI is just a gigantic electromagnet.
Yeah.
You don't have anything metal in there. The fact that and right before that, where Omega is talking to Wrecker, trying to break through the programming of the chip.
Yeah.
It was, man, I felt it. I started tearing up.
Yeah.
Very, very, I guess sweet or whatever. Just, when, Wrecker comes out, his chip is out, but he hasn't recovered yet.
Yeah.
And, I like most adults, whenever something like, medical happens, and there's like a little kid around and they're trying to remove that when she's not exposed to that. But she just basically put her foot down and said, no, I'm not leaving.
Until he wakes up.
Until he wakes up.
Yeah.
And she sat there and who knows how long. I mean, it could have easily been several hours. based on that half of them were asleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it because of him being stunned that it took him so long to wake up?
I don't think so,
because it
because
didn't seem like they all had that kind of a reaction to getting their chip removed.
I don't
where
think
they didn't
so.
wake up.
I think it could have just been the series of head traumas that he has had over the course of the series that
Okay.
we've had so far.
Finally
Because
getting
if
all
you
those
remember,
concussions.
whenever Rex got his out in the final episode, at the end of Clone Wars,
Yeah.
one of the droids stuns him,
Yeah.
and then they cart him off, and pretty much as soon as he gets it out and he wakes up, he's able to save Ahsoka.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think it has anything to do with being stunned. I think it was having so much head trauma over the course of the series that his body had to take a little bit longer to heal
Yeah.
than what it would have been normally. And then again, you also got to remember that this is a very dilapidated medical facility that they're in.
Yeah.
Whereas with Ahsoka and Rex, and then having his chip out, it was in like pristine condition.
Yeah.
So you got that sort of. That's just my personal thoughts on that. So, but I am relieved that this is that this
finally got
is
their chips
over
out,
with,
yes.
and we still have one left, technically, with Crosshairs. If
Crosshair shows up, tries to kill him. They stun him, put him in the bed. We get all our Bad Batch back. Let's go. Come
yeah.
on. What's going to happen next week?
I don't-
Next week is the mid-season point.
It is the mid-season finale. I don't know if they're going to continue that. I haven't looked at that. If we're not, then we're going to take a break. We may be doing a little bit something else. Maybe just some other little individual things.
Yeah.
Who knows what comes up? Maybe some, future will tell.
Yeah.
The time will tell. It always does. That was a Doctor Who quote.
Yes.
Which Doctor? That may be too obscure of a reference to notice, but
Time will tell. It always does.
yes.
For some reason, I want to say Paul McGann.
No. It was the one before him.
Sylvester
McCoy.
McCoy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it
I
was
feel like
from-
Paul McGann said that in the movie, though. Like when he was being regenerated into...
maybe, but then
Okay.
again, whenever Time Lords regenerate, their memories are wibbly wobbly, scrambled, ambled.
Making the master Eric Roberts and an American. It's like the Clone Wars movie. We
I
pretend it
mean,
didn't
granted,
happen.
Eric Roberts can make a great villain. Look what he played, as like a Bob Boss in the Nolan Batman trilogy, but still.
Yeah.
I have thoughts on that, but that's not for this video.
Yeah.
Let's see. We are now kind of in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
We still have Fennec out there.
Yep.
Who knows where, when she's going to show up next. Still got the bounty on Omega.
Yep.
Let me words right. And I really don't have much else. I mean, other than the fact that, I will have to watch. I mean, I'll eventually, watch it again while I edit this. But I watch this again, just for the fact that seeing the moment where the chip takes hold was terrifying.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you just like, and then
The eyes open.
stone faced.
Exactly. Totally.
No,
We didn't even
and
get that with Crosshair. Crosshair was still struggling.
he was still struggling. But and then Tarkin had to shove him back in the tube and
Yeah.
enhance it and whatnot. So, but. And then he started going off. It was like all clones who have don't obey Order 66. I know this is a paraphrase, or basically guilty of treason.
Yep.
And then apparently because I almost said Ahsoka. It's not. It's Omega was assisting.
Mm-hmm.
She was an accomplice and also guilty of treason.
Yeah.
So, and it was very disconcerting hearing all of that rhetoric come out of the big giant teddy bear that is Wrecker, that we know he is.
Yeah, and that was actually the clearest he's ever spoken.
Yeah.
Spoken.
Yeah, and goodness, and he just, I mean, the first one he takes out is Tech. And it was just like thumb against the wall, and Tech is down for the count. Yeah, and then it's just, and then
the shoulder shrug with Echo, and then the choke slam against a wall with
several
Hunter.
times, just clunk, clunk, clunk. Just, and then Omega being the only one left, really, until Rex wakes up and is able to actually stun him,
right?
Because his back was turned and he was not focused. But I mean, Wrecker, he isn't just brute strength; he does have speed. Because if you notice that one scene where Rex first pulls his pistol out to try to stun him in the med bay, Wrecker just slaps it out of his hand, just like bap, and it just like okay.
Yeah.
And wow,
Wrecker is formidable, and we saw that a little bit with the Bad Batch's introduction in Clone Wars. He just went to town on that entire troop of clankers.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've seen him.
Man, this is like
let loose.
Clone on clone. Yeah, I know that things that I had not leading up to the series, after post series release. Some of the things that they were talking about that was going to be in the show. I mean, it was going to be clone on clone, but not like on Umbara, where it was like, oh, we didn't know because we got these bad orders, and it was going to be a whole lot more serious.
Yeah,
this was an example of that. How serious it can be, especially if you get someone who has a desirable mutation.
Yeah.
That's basically, I wouldn't say the Star Wars version of Hulk, but that's pretty close.
What I've been saying.
But
they kind of made his strength kind of comical up until this point. Like, you'll have that, he'll walk up to a group of people, tap him on the shoulder, and go clunk.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all you see. You
know
he's strong enough to do that.
No, it's in this hand. Smash. But
yeah. You know he's strong enough to do it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that he uses his strength without holding back. Like, he just...
Like that,
he could have torn that ship apart single-handedly.
In that door, whenever that Omega crawled under, in that one storeroom that she was in, and who knows how much rust and how frozen the hydraulics are in the door, and he just like
he didn't even grunt. Like, he just, it's in my way.
It's like opening on the window, and it was like, what? Oh my. And wow, I'm just
Berserker Wrecker.
Wasn't really cool. Berserker per se. It was more like Order 66 Wrecker.
Right.
It was
Berserker means he just lets his rage loose. But
but
I really thought that's what we were gonna get when they shot him with the stun gun. Because I'm gonna keep hounding on this. I cannot believe that the stun worked on him on the first try. I thought it was just going to make him mad. And then he would just be let loose. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, alright, you're just in my way. You're an annoyance.
They probably would have... That dips into maybe a little bit too dark for the show.
Possibly.
I mean, could you imagine being a 10-year-old and seeing something like that? I mean, granted...
I saw worse with what General Grievous was doing in the Clone Wars television series. So, television? Where did that accent come from? You weren't going to call it out, but I'll call it out myself. Television. It's a television series.
It's a television.
No, I was watching Red Sun last night.
Okay. We... where we go from here is just, like I said, before. It's been kind of up in the air. We're in
Yeah.
sort of uncharted territory. Rex has been obviously been working behind the scenes, probably helping Ahsoka get a Fulcrum network or something like that. A small, tiny anybody who can resist against this. Which kind of leads me. I wonder what happens. Does he get like delusion? Get like something happens and he, or is it the fact that his accelerated agent catches up to him and he just can't, and he just goes off?
It's like, I'm growing a beard. I'm gonna go fishing.
I don't know. I mean, I figure maybe something happens because like they get like a small group or something like that to actually actively, and then something goes really wrong. They all get, and he just kind of gives up, gets disillusioned with it, and just kind of goes off and is like, I'm done.
I think
But
Rex meets Gregor and Wolf, and they go on a mission with the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch sacrifices themselves, and that's when Gregor, Wolf, and Rex are like, all right, we're hanging up our helmets. I'm not going to watch, like you said, I can't watch any more brothers die.
Yeah.
And
that
you
line,
you saw the facial expressions he was making. He was looking at his helmet like, was it really all worth it? At this point, was it worth it? Because he's feeling the guilt of the people he's killed, plus the people he's watched die, and he couldn't do anything about it.
I mean, even I mean, it just,
because to his knowledge, he doesn't know that Anakin is Darth Vader. He thinks Anakin succumbed to Order 66 as well.
Or is dead. Yeah, basically dead.
And then Cody missed his shot. They know that Cody missed his shot with Obi-Wan. But other than that,
maybe, possibly, yeah, they could know that, because they never did find the body.
Right.
And that was the thing. They didn't find the body on Utapau.
Yeah.
So
man, I can't believe we were so wrong on that hologram.
But we had a big long list of the people who could be.
I had 7 names, and Rex was on there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I thought it was going to be either Organa or Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Were my two, or not, Mace. My bad. Mace were my 2 big ones.
But they pretty much straight up confirmed, because Rex said, "Hey, Jason Martez, I got this information that
Martez.
Hey, they don't have to do that this week."
We have way too much fun doing these.
No. Anyways, but yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm still trying to process the entirety of it. Maybe just more emotionally than anything, because it was just like I've said before, Wrecker was is my favorite out of the group here. And they showed that little thing at the beginning to show the closeness that Omega and Wrecker has. Mm-hmm. With one another. And they've apparently been putting some sort of candy on Sid's tab.
It looks like
just put it on Sid's tab.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 14 credits. Yeah, well. Apparently, what was it? 20 cartons is how much they charge?
Or something of that. And it's like, what is this? Oh, okay. It's like giving a...
So... But I respectfully lay down my sword. It is not blackmail. She's just a loan shark.
Yeah.
She is charging them for breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're breathing my air. That'll be 50 credits.
Yeah, basically.
It is not blackmail. I really thought it was blackmail.
No, and if we do go back to Sid, I think it's probably going for maybe like 1 or 2 more episodes, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
One way or another. Whether, like, that's suggested Crosshair shows up, or something happens, or they just get fed up and just go.
But see, what I'm worried about is, at that point, does she contact Finnick herself and say, "Hey, I know where you can find them"?
I don't know.
She seems like the kind of person
It's
that would do
possible.
that. She's like, "I'm good with secrets when it benefits me." Like, I feel like there was an asterisk.
Yeah.
There.
And this whole thing there too is like, yeah, you just, yeah. You, if I get paid, you get paid. That's how this works.
Yeah.
You know,
But they're not getting paid.
They're not really getting paid hardly on anything. But yeah, next week is the mid-season episode.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's a mid-season finale.
I don't know if they're gonna
it's 8.
do. Yeah, this is like middle of the season because there's 16 episodes.
So something big gonna
so,
go down.
Yeah.
We just don't know what it is yet.
So, and we just have to wait 7 more days.
We gotta.
Yes, we gotta.
No.
So,
No. It is so hard knowing that we make these videos because it's not like a kind of thing where I could just like watch it before work because I'm like, I have to wait until we can film. But it's worth it because then I get to watch it with you guys.
Yeah.
So that's all I've got.
So yeah, that's all I have as well. Yeah, and you probably
We
noticed.
closed the book.
Yes, we closed the book on this episode. And,
Battle scars.
Yeah, battle scars. And it wasn't this battle scars that I was thinking.
No, they were talking about the literal scars that they have on the side of their head.
Well, I wasn't talking about that either. I was talking about maybe the emotional battle scars.
Oh well. Okay, psychology. Rex looking at the helmet again.
Psychology? I mean, that's poignant. That's
A little
like
image
it.
of Rex just staring at his helmet again. No, yeah, it's true. I mean, I was the one that was like, hey, I think it has a double meaning with decommission last week.
Yeah.
So I guess battle scars can be taken in multiple directions,
Yes.
sure.
So,
But I feel a kinship with the Bad Batch now because I have a scar in the same spot right now. So I picked a good day to shave my head,
Yeah.
just like Rex.
yeah, okay, all right. And as you notice, that we have matching chairs now. I made mention of this before. Yeah.
Very comfortable too.
Yeah. Comfy. I can sit back.
I can
but
lean
I
back
don't want to
without
do it.
feeling
But
like I'm touching the wall.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, that comes out of my pocket. I don't have any daddy warbucks adopting this orphan, backing it. So, yeah, I think that's going to be all for this week. Until next week, bye-bye and be blessed.